Hello there. Well, I'm Christine, welcoming you from slightly chilly Scottish borders. I'm the Mountain Bike Leadership Development Officer for developing mountain biking in Scotland. And I'll be honest, I think it's one of the most amazing jobs in the world for the simple reason I get to live, breathe and talk mountain biking, as well as have the opportunity to meet some really amazing folk. And there are so many inspiring folk out there doing phenomenal stuff within the mountain biking community and beyond. You know, it goes further than just the biking, doesn't it? So I just find it hard not to be inspired by what often is just one motivated individual can achieve, often starting from nothing more than enthusiasm. And this story is no exception to that. So make yourself comfortable, sit back, grab a cuppa, and we're going to chat to the teachers, the pupils and the parents from Arran High School about their mountain biking club. And this is a club that has grown every year. It now incorporates proper leadership training for senior pupils, trail maintenance, all done with landowner permission. So, you know, I'm putting that out there straight away. Night riding, bike mechanics, so much more. And the results that the school are seeing are truly brilliant. Improvements not only in physical well-being, but mental well-being, improvements across academia, and actually even result in job prospects and jobs for the students when they leave. So phenomenal story. I hope you enjoy it. I'd just like to mention that before you start enjoying what we've got coming up, a lot of the imagery used in this filming is a mixture. It's of pre-COVID and current stuff. So please do not be alarmed if you don't see PPE, face masks, face coverings, that kind of thing, where you would now expect to see them, because it would simply be the case that filming was done before the current situation unfolded that we find ourselves in. So enjoy.
So Arran High School Mountain Bike Club, they had very humble beginnings. We're pretty much living out a wheelie bin, didn't have any bikes. One of our leaders got a leadership qualification for taking kids out on mountain bikes, and the pupils, they would have to bring in their own bikes. There's maybe only 5 or 6 that had them that were into mountain biking. It wasn't really accessible for everyone and anyone at that stage. But it was just about getting kids out on bikes to start with. So one of the next things we done was get a fleet of mountain bikes for the pupils that can't afford or didn't have or were just wanting to try it out. So there's no barrier or no financial barrier to participating. And I very quickly realised, well, we knew it was coming up anyway, that we need to maintain those bikes, and bikes don't break on a 6-monthly cycle or every 12 months on a perfect date that you can get them serviced by a shop. It's as and when you need to keep them going. So we had to quite quickly try and get our own cycle maintenance capacity sorted. So we've got a pretty comprehensive workshop, and anything that comes up, I think we're equipped to sort it. We've got SciTech technician qualifications and everything we need, spares and all the tools you can think of to keep those bikes going. We also deliver a Park-Tool school mechanic qualification to the kids, so when we're going out to the primary schools and community pop-up workshops, they'll be learning and gaining that qualification as well. From the start, it became quite quickly evolved into offering everything that's awesome about mountain biking. So it's not just being on a bike, so there's so much more. The Mountain Bike Club ourselves, we deliver Go MTB, which is your Mountain Biking Skills Award. We deliver Park-Tool School, which is your Cycle Mechanics Award. And we've recently started delivering Scottish Cycling's Level 1 Leadership Award. What's missing at the moment is a trail maintenance qualification, and that's something we've started developing. It's got a while to evolve and refine yet, but basically the kids are out there doing it already, but to certificate their competencies, I think would be important for their employability skills, and to try and structure our approach as well to what we're delivering in terms of training. What are you doing, Nina?
Digging a ditch to stop the water from going down there, so it's less slippy for the mountain biking trail. And the water's going to go over there into that ditch where there's already a pond.
I was just kind of reflecting on, you know, what incredible opportunities they were able to offer in their school, and just how awesome that would be able to see that in other schools across Scotland. I think, you know, the environment in Arran is a massive bonus for them. You know, the places where they go mountain biking are pretty much on their doorstep. But really the key ingredient in Arran High School is the people. They've got a really strong, committed core group of staff, Kim, Steve and Robert and others, that just have a real commitment to providing opportunities for the young people, and really recognising the impact that using cycling can have on the young people's attainment within school. I guess what we've started to see in more recent times is also that understanding that it's not just all about what happens on the bike. There's a lot of off the bike skills that can be developed as well. So I reached out to Christine Fox, who's our mountain bike leadership development officer, to let her know about kind of my trip to the island and kind of what the school was up. And we recognised that they were a great example of a place that could embed mountain bike leadership into the curriculum and provide opportunities for young people in the school to take on the entry level level 1 mountain bike leadership award, to then provide even more experiences for young people in the island. So
every year we make the point of visiting our 7 feeder primary schools. When we're there, we're delivering cycle mechanics for free. So we'll repair everyone and anyone's and their families' bikes for free. We've got all the spares we need and all the tools we need. That couldn't happen this year because of lockdown. So what we did was invest in an enormous box trailer, and we shifted all our mechanics facilities into it so we could deliver that from home. And we were swamped during lockdown. It was great because there was so many bikes were getting repaired and safe, and at that time getting kids onto bikes was really nice to see. One of the really good things that mountain biking and this club is offering our young people is a real life learning experience. So the SQA, they offer a leadership qualification, but it's confined to the 4 walls of a classroom. The level 1 leadership that Scottish Cycling offer is fantastic because it's outside. The level 1 leadership qualification through Scottish Cycling that we're offering our young leaders, I think, is really quite significant. It's like the wee cherry on top of everything they've been working towards through the club. They are from being led, they are then becoming the leaders before they move on to world of work or further education, and the confidence it's going to give them and nurture in them, I think is really very significant.
Hi there, my name's Jules Fincham and I run Cycle Wild Scotland, and I deliver all the training courses, all the training and assessment courses for British cycling and Scottish cycling, including the level 1 leader training and assessment course. This is a 1-day course, and I've been asked to talk briefly about the benefits to students of attending this day's training. So the syllabus covers everything to do with mountain bike leadership in a level 1 environment, and so there are some personal skills, equipment knowledge and group leading skills, and the day makes its way through a program in a very methodical way, as if we were setting up a session. So it looks at the underpinning safety and organizational issues, and then looks at PPE, personal protective equipment, and bike equipment, clothing, what a leader should carry, how to initiate a session so that we're analysing riders' abilities and playing games and activities locally before we go off on a ride, and then how to maintain a flowing, enjoyable, informative ride for a group of students in pre-risk assessed, predetermined terrain. So that, and then everything to do with the conclusion of a ride out. So looking at how you would debrief the session and store and inspect the PPE and the bike equipment. So it's a pretty full-on day. It's got a lot of content to it, and delivered to 16-year-olds. This is phenomenally useful for them, and it touches on a lot of the elements of the curriculum for excellence and the outdoor classroom, and it also overlaps with the Duke of Edinburgh Award. So it consolidates any other learning that has gone on rather than being in conflict with it. Now, to be a leader for British cycling, Scottish cycling, British cycling, you need to be effectively a good citizen. You need to sign up a code of conduct and adhere to the British cycling's and Scottish cycling's code of conduct. And basically that's requiring you to be a good citizen, to be honest and authentic, and to be inclusive, supportive, and at all times. And so it's reiterating a lot of the school's ethos that is already part of Arran High School's educational process, but it's drawing some elements of that into keen focus. And as these youngsters have been self-selecting, it's encouraging them to think quite keenly about their role and how they're moving from being a recreational rider involved in a very well organised and long-standing club, a mountain bike club, to actually taking on the role of a leader and making that shift. And it also gives the trainees, the learners, an opportunity to perhaps for the first time take on a leadership role. So once we're out and about outside the classroom, the trainees, the learners are encouraged to take a chunk of the route that we're riding. They have all pre-ridden that route and know it intimately, but they're then encouraged to lead a section of that route, leading their peers, the other trainees on the course. And for a lot of them, that's the first time they've been in a leadership role. So that's useful in itself, and perhaps will give them an insight into their ability, their potential, and start them thinking about themselves in a positive and different way. And as you would expect, the training course itself is delivered in a very positive and supportive manner, and we debrief each leg so that we can identify a bit of self-reflection, what went well for you when you were leading your peers. So okay, I was positioned well, I kept the ride flowing, I made sure people were safe, and then get the peers to feedback. We then get the peers to feed back to each other. So this is a very clear opportunity for people to take on the opportunity to have a go at leading, and to also self-reflect on how they've done that, and also to give each other positive and supportive and clear and honest feedback. It's also encouraging them to think about a process of looking after, having a duty of care to other people, and to try to manage their attentional focus, to manage what they're thinking about at any given time. So they are having to think about their own riding and all the other considerations a leader leading a group of mountain bikers has to think about. But at the same time, they're having to think about the other people in their charge, and thinking about things perhaps using a very simple and well-tried model of team task individual, to think about the individuals in the group, to think about how the team's working as a whole, and to get the team to help them as a leader, and to achieve the task, whatever that is, from moment to moment. So all in all, this is an extremely positive process, and it's in the context of Arran High School, it's provided a punctuation marker, a stepping stone to leadership and future development. But the learners have all come from a very sound school mountain biking club, so they understand, they've already been on the receiving end of lots of good leadership as they've attended rides in the past, which means that it's relatively easy to transfer that and try and get them just to change how they're thinking. Even if they're not practiced or experienced, they experienced as leaders, they have experienced being members of a group and can reflect on how they were led in the past. The facilities at Arran High School are awesome. There's no other way for it. It's a park tool mechanicking school, and the facilities there are exemplary. I spent 2 days over at Arran, and I had an extremely positive experience. The learners were a typical group of young adults, and some of them were a little less able to express themselves verbally than others for the brief indoor classroom session. But as soon as we got outside and they were given the opportunity to lead, some of the quieter trainees were actually it would appear that they completely changed character, took on the role of a leader, and managed to express themselves audibly, verbally, and with confidence, which seemed to be a radical shift from how they were responding in the classroom. So I can fully recommend this course, and I look forward to returning to Arran High School next year to run another course for them.
Mountain biking helps me relieve stress from exams because of the whole COVID situation. It's really putting stress on me, but mountain biking gives me an outlet in the outdoors.
The positive mental health benefits in the pupils taking part, they're a bit more difficult to measure. And even though they're widely recognised and understood, it's the pupils just see it as having fun. They don't realise, or not all of them realise what they're getting out of it. Some of them do though. Some of them report that they feel it's really important for them to keep coming out, even during the really busy times, when it's stressful with exams. They talk about it being one of the most important things for them, just to kind of de-stress, and it helps them when they're studying.
Hard trails like this give you a sense of responsibility, being able to hit things like this. It looks scary at first, but after doing it, you feel a sense that you can do anything. So willpower pushes you more, and that gets you as a better mountain bike. I see mountain biking as a sport to push me, to get me stronger, and to get me more physically strong and mentally strong.
The physical health benefits are really clear. The pupils see it themselves as well. Their first time, everyone's first time is a real killer. No matter which way you go in Arran, you're faced with a hill, and it's a pretty steep hill, a big hill. But the next week it's not quite as bad, and the following week and a month later, the hills aren't a problem. They're not an issue in any way, and they realise they have to get up them to come back down the single track. So physically, yeah, very clear, and they understand that, and they can see that.
Mountain biking helps you build up your self-confidence and pushes you to achieve bigger things.
Coming on a mountain bike club always seems to be we're pushing ourselves harder, climbing faster, but we don't notice it at all because we're just having as much fun as we can. having fun every single week, but getting better every single week.
Say you come up in an exam or you're stressed out and you have anxiety and stuff, like, it's so good to get it out of your mind and you'll just have a break out in nature and feel the fresh air and stuff.
Mountain biking has helped me gain much confidence in myself, allow me to have an escape from everyday life and just enjoy myself in general. Before going through school, times have been tough before, but just being on your bike just gives you another lease of life.
If the club do end up building, managing and maintaining this facility, it would be a wider benefit to the island. It'd be seen as an asset, it'd be open to all to be used for free. But if the island is going to work towards more mountain biking products, more trails, instead of the less than perfect unauthorised trails going in, this would be, I think, seen as the positive steps towards showing that we are responsible and doing it the right way.
Is looking at how they can kind of further enhance the facility offering on the island, and also start to consider for the first time whether they can incorporate coaching into the offering that the club delivers as well, and just provide a really well-rounded experience for young people on the island. There aren't a massive number of sporting opportunities, and a lot of the sporting opportunities are centred around the school. But it's just great to see that the club doesn't stand still. They applied to our Active Girls Fund last year and secured funding to train up a new female mountain bike leader, so that the school's really passionate about increasing the opportunities for girls within the school to experience mountain biking, and they now run a girls only session once a week. But yeah, I guess my takeaways from the club and why it's successful is the people.
Everything we're doing, we do feel we could always do better, and we're always trying to look at how we can do things better. One of the things that we've got in the pipeline we're working on at the moment is a proposed community asset transfer with Forestry and Land Scotland of a wee patch of land, just a 3-minute cycle from the school, and we would build, manage and maintain a skills coaching trails, and with an asphalt pump track as well. It'd be an all-weather facility open to everyone in the community. It'd also be an asset.
Hi Lisa, I was just going to ask you a couple of questions here.
Okay.
About Gregor and
Ewan,
yeah. So how's Gregor doing?
Gregor's doing amazingly well. He's on to uni now. He's just started his first year doing adventure education in Fort William. So of course he's living the dream, mountain biking every day, loving it, absolutely loving his course.
And has mountain biking really helped him
absolutely
develop?
He would not be doing what he's doing just now if it wasn't for the school mountain bike club. It really made his dream come true, being able to get into that course, and I think it's really helped him get into the course because of his experience he's had with the school.
Yeah. We did a lot of work with him with trail maintenance. I know that him, Patrick and Stuart last summer did a lot of work in the forestry.
They did.
And other kids on the island, or other men on the island, have been using the trails. So has that been useful to him?
Got him outdoors when everyone else was pretty restricted. It got him out into the fresh air. It kept him sane, kept the family sane, because he was out doing what he loves.
But also used himself as a case study that other schools around Scotland can look to for how you can not only provide a school mountain bike club, but actually really start to embed cycling into the culture of the school community. And I think that's what Arran has been really successful at.
Mountain biking's more than just a sport, it's a community. You go out, you meet new people, you make new friends, and you have an all-round good time. I've taken mountain biking into the future by doing an adventure education course at Fort William, where I'm out on the trails every day, cycling, and it is great fun.